Superstars.
That's what they came to see.
Amazing crowds.
Right around the stadium. What about this?
And incredible football.
And that is an absolute missile.
He just gives it some violence. Outstanding finish to an outstanding game of football.
With record viewers and record crowds, it really was a record-breaking season. And Fox Sports brought you every minute live in stunning HD to bring you closer to the game than ever before.
That is magnificent.
So congratulations, everyone. It's been the best Hyundai A-League season ever.
Monday night with Matty Johns. NRL 360. Sterlo. And 5 Live every weekend. You're watching Fox Sports.
That is spectacular. No doubt it's the best. The try of the season, Luby. That's why we love our rugby league. There it is. Stand and applaud.
It is under-20 State of Origin coming to you from Penrith, the foot of the mountains, on what has been a pretty wet morning here in Sydney, but luckily the weather has cleared. The fans are coming in for the Tonga-Samoa match, which follows this. But this under-20s game will have plenty of feeling and a reasonable crowd here on a chilly night in Penrith. But the good news, it is dry. New South Wales won last year. Can Queensland balance the ledger here at Penrith? They're as per program 1 through 17. Mann, Santo, Hunt, Lee, McDonald, Mbai and Milford are the backs. The forwards, Molo, Mosley, Kafusi, Timu, Oates and Grebsmore. The interchange bench for the Queensland side, Luke Bateman, who hasn't played NYC yet. He's in the SG Ball for Canberra. Perrott, Martin and Tungo. The coach to your right of screen is Andrew Duneman. Queenslanders grow a leg when they pull on that maroon jersey. But the New South Wales players were talking up a good game as well. Gutherson is the fullback for them. They're as per program 1 through 17 as well. Totai and Jennings the wingers. Walker and Runciman the centres. Brooks and Cornish the halves. The forwards, David Clemmer, what a player he is. Michael Leisha is the hooker. Matthew Lodge has been outstanding this year for the Melbourne Storm. Tunginor, Britt and Santi. The interchange bench, Garvey Lovett, Trebojevic and Paulo. The coach is Dean Pay. Well, the under-20s origin is underway. Grant Atkins is our referee for this one. New South Wales will kick off, and the Queensland side is defending the Southern or scoreboard end, and there's the first contact. A terrific front-on one-on-one shot from Dean Britt, stopping Kafusi in his tracks just on the 20-metre line. It's going to be Torrid early as Lee plays it. Up and over the 30-metre line they go through Timu. This is Molo from the Brisbane Broncos. 8 metres short of halfway. Kieran Mosley from Penrith at acting half. Goes back to Moses Mbai from the Bulldogs, wearing the number 6, Clint Gutherson, who played in the centres last week for Manly. Returns the footy. A good set for the Maroons to get the nerves out of the system.
Yeah, solid start from Maroons. Mumbai puts his left foot kick down the left-hand touchline. Good work from Gutherson to get to the ball, but setting the tone early. Queensland kicking early in the tackle count, but completing their set, so they'll be happy with that.
There's a solid run from Clemmer, who was hit hard right at the advantage line, but still got up to the halfway line. Michael Leisha out of acting half, trying to find the markers a little bit lazy early in the match. Now here's Lodge. What about this young man leaving a player in his wake? 18 in May he is. He's still 17. Look at the size of him. Now the kick goes down to Mann. He takes it 10 out from his own line. I swear they're getting bigger, younger, Braith.
They are. I mean, a couple of these kids are only 17 years of age. Look at the size of them. Good kick from Cornish, getting the ball into the left-hand corner. An impressive first set of 6 from the New South Wales as well. Look very physical.
Donald with the offload, up straight up the middle of the ruck, and a good tackle had to be made by Brett, just short of the 10-metre line. Now they're a little bit confused here, Queensland, after the half break. Mosley creating an opportunity. Santi there with the tackle. This is Francis Molo. Still going, good run. Averaging 119 metres per game as Molo. Last tackle. Now Milford, a spiralling kick. It's an awkward one here for Gutherson. He's not going to get there. It hit the upright and he got himself into a good position and got a bit lucky.
He did get a bit lucky there. Good kick from Milford. Positioned himself on the short side. Good execution. Unlucky for him that the ball hit the post because it fell back into Gutherson's hands, or else it could have bounced anywhere.
Well, it could have bounced 15 metres back straight to a Queenslander. Terrific kick from Milford. Lisha at acting half. Here is Kalepi Tunginor. Just over the 30-metre line by a metre. Narrow experience with the Eels. Now here's Lodge, 17 years of age. Can you believe it? Averaging 159 metres a game. And there's number 2 in the NYC in offloads behind Bryce Cartwright, who's 18th man for New South Wales today. Nice bounce here for Santo from the North Queensland Cowboys. Back to the 30. Both teams will be pleased with their start. Complete sets from both sides to start the game. Some strong defence being shown. Here's McDonald from the Roosters. Short of halfway. Timu, and there's a mistake. As soon as you mention it, Braith, Corey Oates.
Where I was, I thought it hit the ground.
He thought he got the ball back. Grant Atkins said he thought it hit the ground. I thought he dropped it. Did he get it back before it hit the ground? Oh, look, you got to go with the referee there. It was close.
Yeah, I think the ball did touch the ground, which it is a knock-on, I suppose. Bad luck from Corey Oates. We were talking about how good the execution has been tonight to start the match. Conditions have cleared up, which we thought heading into the match with the rain surrounding Sydney that whoever controlled the ball would probably dominate the game. But they can probably throw the ball a little bit around, and it's still going to be important, but not so much now that it's cleared up.
Yeah, the playing surface is in superb condition considering the rain in Sydney today. Dylan Walker from South Sydney, just shy of the 30. Totai into acting half. That's Brooks from the Tigers. Clemmer through the hands to Lodge. Now Santi. Santi spins away from one. Now the offload comes to Britt. And there to make the tackle is Milford. He had Min on his outside but couldn't link. Cornish, was he offside? Milford at marker. The referee said no.
No, he was a marker. Knock on, out here.
What an interchange of passes between the forwards.
And it was good work from Sandy. You'll see here, passes from Clemmer. The ball goes to Sandy. Good twist from Sandy. Makes a half break. And then the numbers weren't there. New South Wales weren't pushing up on the edge of the ruck. They'd given up on the play. Britt had the opportunity and had the numbers in the overlap to the left. But the outside men just weren't pushing up in support. And there's an opportunity gone begging for New South Wales.
There's no captain's challenge tonight in this game. Unlike the NYC during the season, there's only one referee. Mosley out of acting half. They fell for the dummy and it opened up for him. Now the penalty had to be given away by Clemmer because they're under the pump a bit there, the Blues. And Queensland get the first penalty, and there's under-20s origin on the back. It's a good break from Kieran Mosley. That's twice now early that he's done that break.
Well, it's important for him to have an impact on tonight's match, Mosley. He is the hooker for the Queensland team. There is no hooker on the bench, and if you see the New South Wales team, they've actually got Garvey coming off the bench who can replace Leisha, so they've got plenty of energy in there in the hooking role. So that makes his role, Mosley, even more important, and he started perfectly.
There's some strong defence from New South Wales, forcing Francis Molo back over the halfway line, in fact. Mosley, now the pass to Kafusi, who stumbled almost as he got to the defensive line and was easy meat for some solid defence. Santi, one of those involved in the tackle. Now back on the angle as Oates. He's up towards the 40. Britt making the tackle there for New South Wales. Clemmer there as well. Milford, watch out for him. Santi wraps him up. Lodge is there also. He can't get the ball away. Mosley. Now Molo. Mitch Cornish was called offside, surely. And he made the tackle, didn't he? I heard a Mitchell. I assume that was Mitch Cornish. Now Milford. The crossfield kick. Here it comes for McDonald. Leaping, grabbing and tackled. Knock on.
Last tackle.
It'll be a changeover for New South Wales.
And a good result for Queensland. Milford put a nice little kick over for his winger, McDonald, who made a great catch and a good play at the ball. And they get New South Wales in the left-hand corner. Look for the upbeat here, Queensland, try and force them into the corner and get good speed of the line from Queensland.
Gutherson can ill afford a penalty here. Queensland to give the Blues an easy out. Tongue in all.
I'll tell you who has
Lisha. Now Brooks, he's got 4 40-20s already this season in the NYC and make that 5, Braithen Astor. Can you believe that? His first kick of the night, he gets a 40-20. He's already got 4 this season.
And that's what you come to expect from Luke Brooks. One of the best kickers in the Holden Cup, brings his A game to the State of Origin with a beautiful left foot kick down the left-hand touchline. Easy 40-20 from Luke Brooks.
We haven't done a Tigers game this year, but there's huge reps on this young man. You know him.
Yeah, he's been impressive all off-season. You know, a lot of people have asked me about him. I've told a lot of people about how impressive he was in the pre-season. He's in the emerging Blues squad. He's got a great kicking game, as we just seen then. And he can also, he's got a great pass and a great running game. See if he can execute that now.
Tunginor will play it. 5 out from the line. Here is Brooks. Gutherson gets cut out. Up very quickly defensively. Hamel Hunt on Dylan Walker. He made the tackle and got some assistance from some mates. They're still inside the 10 there. Here they the Blues. Clemmer lodges with him, but Clemmer goes himself. They can't get him down. He's held up.
3.
Well, in the hit-ups he's had so far, David Clemmer, they haven't been able to put him to ground. He's picked up an extra 8 to 10 metres after the initial contact every time. Cornish, awful pass, did well. Gutherson, cut-out ball behind the winger on the far side, Jennings. And that slowed the momentum. The tackle was made by Milford. Cornish showing it, then giving it to Lodge. Lodge with the offload to Gutherson. Gutherson, Jennings for the corner. The juggle, then the try. They didn't succeed first time when they went left. If not, let's go again. Change of direction and the offload from Matthew Lodge again. New South Wales score first.
Well, here it is, the first shot to the left-hand sideline, which created the opportunity. You'll see from this position here, good defence there from Milford, but Cornish jumps across, hits Lodge on a cross play. Here it is. Lodge goes back against the grain. Good offload to Gutherson, who hits Jennings in the left-hand corner. Had plenty of work to do. Good execution. But it was this man, Lodge, offload. There it was there. Created the 3-on-2 for Gutherson to hit Jennings in the corner and just gets the ball down inside of the line.
Just.
I
reckon if there was a video referee in this game, we would have gone upstairs to check it, and I reckon it would have been one of those 50-50 calls. It goes to George Jennings, but you're right, Braith. Look, there was nothing fancy about it, but the execution was perfect, except for the juggle, which made it a little bit harder for Jennings in the end. But up until then, the execution was perfect.
I think the biggest concern for Queensland was the way that Clemmer was able to stroll over the try line. He didn't get the ball down, he was held up, but even though he's a big man, he got over that try line with ease. He took 3 or 4 defenders. It was off the back of that New South Wales would be able to create the opportunity to score the tries. It's a worrying side for Queensland.
He's got the best percentage in the NYC, Dylan Walker. Just over 82% success rate. He struck that one, but pulled it. I'm having a good start. Corey Yates dropped it the first time I mentioned how good they were going with their ball control, and that may be his worst kick of the year for Dylan Walker. How close is this, Braith? When you retire, you're going to be a video referee, are you?
No,
decide
thanks.
that one.
Wow, that's very close. I think one thing Jennings probably should have done is put the ball in the right hand, because then he wouldn't have got so close to the touchline. From a different angle, that could have been out.
It was tight. There's no question about that. You need a kicking tee here for Kurt Mann. got to be somewhere. Maybe they left it in Brisbane. The Maroons.
This is a big kick-off for the Maroons. They need to lift their intensity. I mentioned how they were a little bit soft on their try line, giving New South Wales that opportunity to score 4 points in the corner. They've got to lift here. This is state of origin.
Well, eventually, we'll get the kicking tee there.
Ooh, little fella.
Yep, young bloke.
He's got a broken arm.
That might be one of those tattoo sleeves.
Oh. Yeah, I'm getting too old for that.
There's the kick from Mann. It's a deep one too. Let's see if they can stop these front rowers from New South Wales. What about that run from Matthew Lodge? We haven't seen the Storm yet this year. And after 12 minutes, we've seen why Matthew Lodge has been picked and why young Luke Brooks from the Tigers have got to start. Two teams we haven't seen yet this year. Two impressive plays, and it was on the back of that 40-22 break. Here's Clem up from Brooks. Such a big part of the game now, the kicking game for all teams. Elisha out of acting half, one marker from Queensland. Only picked up 10 metres, but they want to watch him. Now Cornish. Chases on the inside, offside. Now this is a tester here for Mann. Tanginor steals it, looking to offload and straight to Tony Milford.
And once again for New South Wales, an effective kick to end their set of 6. Good execution from Cornish and a great chase from Tanginor. Just couldn't find another New South Wales blue to take advantage of it. They're under the pump.
Exactly what I was about to say. And this is a big set for a good run here from Brenko Lee. Just get the feeling, don't you, Braith? I know it's only early, but they're getting into a groove, New South Wales, a rhythm. And Queensland has got to do something to try and jolt that here. There you go. There's another example of just a little bit of messy play. And the kick on the back of it is straight down the throat of George Jennings. And New South Wales are starting their set 40 out from their own line. Brett. Every run is 10 to 15 metres.
The New South Wales forwards couldn't have started any
There's
better.
another great run as well. There's too many missed tackles as well from Queensland at the moment. And New South Wales are now only 10 metres out from the line. They're opening up a bit here at the moment, Queensland. They're just too good, New South Wales, early. But things can change. This is Origin. Under 20 style. Clemmer. No offload there. Around the legs was Corey Oates. Now he's just dropped it. Maybe that will take the wind out of the sails for New South Wales. Something has to. Queensland is just hanging on.
They're hanging on for dear life. Clemmer, just as simple. Here's the break. This was the break down the left-hand side. From nothing, really. Just Walker busting through the line, running as hard as he could. And this is the knock on here. You see Clemmer goes to the line. Runs the ball nice and hard as he has done for the start of this game. But a simple knock on at the ruck.
Big set here for Queensland. Timu. Brisbane Broncos played last year in this game. Caleb Timu. 26 tries in 29 NYC games for a back row. Not a bad strike rate, is it?
That's a great strike rate.
Molo. The offload, or was it just punched out to Mbai? Grebsmore from the Cowboys. Up towards the 40. Mosley. Once again, as they go to kick here, Queensland, it's almost like it's an afterthought. Milford just kicks it over the dead ball line. The last 3 kicks they've had from inside their own half, Queensland, Braith, there's just been no intensity about it, no sharpness, no crispness.
You're exactly right. They lack a little bit of direction. Their halves aren't combining at all. It looks like there's a lack of communication there. Mosley is throwing the pass from dummy half, but he doesn't seem to know where it's supposed to be going, and that was saved by a great kick. Milford just belted the heck out of that ball, and it was probably a good result for them.
A penalty, hand on the back.
Hand in.
A hand on the ball at least. Mosley giving the penalty away. Little hand in there. Teammate on teammate at Penrith. Cornish finds touch. 30 metres out from the Queensland line. What have the Blues got here? Here's Cornish. Now Britt. On the legs there is Caleb Timu. Lisha. Lodge. Came up with him quickly there. Corey Oates. Quick play the ball though from Lodge. Now Brooks. Tongue in ore. Mbai couldn't make the tackle. Lisha. Here's Lodge again. The front rowers are working hard for New South Wales. And just about to give him a rap. He tries to throw. Well, say he tried to throw that. It didn't bounce out as he hit the ground, but not the pass that he should have been throwing there from Matthew Lodge.
Yeah, it comes down to patience there from Lodge. He's only 17 years of age, but he started the game fantastically. He created the opportunity for the first try, and just then he made a half break, went for the offload, and just come up with an error. In Origin, you've got to control the ball and you've got to build pressure on the opposition.
I don't know that Queensland's been down New South Wales end of the field with the ball in their possession. Most of the time they've been working out from their own end. I think they've had maybe one set where they put an attacking kick from Milford from 20 metres out. Here's another kick into the corner from Milford. Gutherson decides to let it hit the touchline to give everyone a little bit of a breather and not have to work it back from his corner. That's a better set there from Queensland, working it from their own goal line down the other end of the field.
Yeah, that was a great set. You know, and a quality finish from Milford, finding touch in the right-hand corner. And this was New South Wales going close. Lodge, as we've seen here, he threw the dummy, got through, offload. You know what? Someone could have been there for him, but, you know, that's the good teams, that's the quality teams and the quality players pushing up in support there, because that was an opportunity, but he's got to hold that ball. There was no one there.
They haven't been able to keep New South Wales down this end, Queensland. They've just got out of their own end too easily, the Blues, and let's see if they do it again on this occasion. And every time it's been Kalepi Tunganor who's had that first hit up off the back of a scrum and picking up metres, and here's some more metres for Jennings out of acting half. It's Lisha who got in there. Here's a bit of confusion. That's what happened when your hooker's not in there at dummy half. Cornish didn't know which front rower to throw it to. There's a poor pass to Clemmer. Now Santee. Even though they haven't been at clinic on this set, New South Wales, they're still up to the halfway line comfortably as Gutherson slips at the defence. Last tackle. Cornish. Not their best set, but they've gone from their 10-metre line down to the goal line. And Santo will return it. Tries to be on the outside of Jennings. Runciman is there to hoard him back away from the touchline, and George Jennings makes the tackle. Despite what we've been saying, Braith, and how New South Wales have dominated, it's only 4-0, which is typical Origin.
It is. It's typical Origin, and you've got to put the sword to the Queenslanders because they keep coming. It doesn't matter how far behind they are, or even if New South Wales are dominating the game, which they are in this under-20 State of Origin match, but Queensland is still in it. They're only 4 points behind.
Outside the 40, but straight down the throat of Clint Gutherson. From Manly, returning it, Branko Lee. I'm not sure. There's a bit of a facial there. Branko Lee is the youngest Queenslander out there. Look at the size of him. Why would you run at him? Let's change for New South Wales. It's Trebojevic from Manly. He doesn't stop either. That's where New South Wales has an advantage. All their front rowers on rotation average over 150 metres a game. Elisha trying to milk that. Only one marker, so he takes off out of acting half. This is Santee trying to run through the tackle of Mbai, and he's lost the ball, a steal. Harsh there on Queensland, because I'm not sure that Brendan Santee ever really had control of the footy.
He's been great, Santee, but it looked like a loose carry. There is hands around the ball, as you can see here from Mumbai. But I'm not I'm not sure if it was the hand that forced that out or the contact with the ground.
Yeah, but when your hand's there, you're always going to give the penalty away, aren't you? And that just gives an opportunity here for New South Wales. Leish's at acting half.
Numbers left.
They go that way. Cornish, can they create something? Gutherson. Now Runciman for the line. And Charlie Runciman from St George Illawarra scores the try on the back of a penalty conceded. Braith and Astor called it. They had the numbers and they took the opportunity.
Yeah, they had a set up down the left-hand short side. Cornish, nice little block play at the back to Gutherson. And Runciman had plenty of work to do, but he was too big and strong and kept fighting. Here it is. Cornish goes to the line, good block play, gets Milford involved with Gutherson at the back, who throws a great little ball to Runciman and gets the score to 8-0 New South Wales.
Feel for Moses Mbai. Gave away the penalty to give New South Wales a repeat set. Charlie Runciman from St George Illawarra represented New South Wales country under 18s 2 years ago. Been terrific for the Dragons. Wore a headgear last year and he's taken it off this year. At least we can recognise him now.
It's a little bit easier, isn't it?
Yeah.
Getting a good start to the match room.
Waiting for another kicking tee here for Dylan Walker.
They're asleep.
Well, we've just got some young kids. There's ball boys for both teams. They're not used to it, Braith, you know.
Oh,
it's not easy now with kicking tees and getting the footies out there, and players are pretty pedantic about what kicking tees they use, particularly to kick off, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. You know, in saying that, you should think that they'd be aware of the situation and getting the kicking tee out at the right time, but it gives both teams a bit of a breather. And we spoke about New South Wales taking their opportunities, and they've done that now. They're definitely dominating possession and the match so far, and they've got the points on the board now. So Queensland, can they hit back?
Well, it's a very important period. It'll be about, you know, last 15 minutes before half time, just to see whether, you know, Queensland won't want to concede another try before the break.
They haven't been in a position
to score, to put pressure on New South Wales defence. Walker, he struck this one a little bit better, but across the face on the other side. So the best goal kicker in the NYC percentage-wise has missed with his first two kicks, and 8-0 is the score.
Mind you, there's a strong southerly, so it's not the easiest kicking conditions for Walker. He missed the first kick to the left and overcompensated a little bit there, missing that one to the right, but he's a quality kicker, but windy conditions, so not easy.
And that's another factor here too, Braith. We haven't mentioned it, but Queensland do have a very strong breeze at their back in this first half.
They do, and early on they were kicking early in their set to try and get field position and dominate. But New South Wales, they've just come out of their end so easily, and they've been making 100 metres. Their forwards have been great, mind you. Cornish, Leisha, and Lodge and the likes.
This time we've got the kicking tee, but no football.
Yeah, but this comes probably also with having not regular ball boys for State of Origin under 20s. It's a one-off game, so we can forgive them for that.
Now, here's Trebojevic with the return. He caught one under the ribs there. Terrific tackle, shorten him up a little bit. That was Corey Oates. He's clever. They just can't put him on the ground, though, and he's still growing.
It's like it's a different level. He's playing his own match.
Here's Trebojevic again. Manly front rower. Now Leisha. Here's Clemmer again. Short of the halfway line. He attracts the defenders. And he gets a quick play the ball away. They play off the back of that, and very difficult to stop. McDonald's. So tight, to make the tackle. So in there was Walker. Here's Luke Bateman on the field in 14 for New South Wales, for Queensland, I should say, as the Maroons through man get up towards halfway. Here is this young man that's played SG ball for Canberra, has not played in the Holden Cup yet, and here he is representing the under-20s. A young talent that's been earmarked by Queensland before he's even got to the NYC. And last tackle. Back on the inside to man. Last tackle. Shoulder charge on Moses Mbai from New South Wales has cost a penalty for New South Wales. Is it Michael Leisha? As Clemmer comes from the field for the Blues. Junior Paulo is going on. Leisha made the tackle there, but it was a shoulder charge on Moses Mbai. Here's an opportunity for Queensland.
That could be a turning point. That was probably a poor option in the last tackle from Mumbai. They draw the penalty. Now they find themselves for the first time in this match on New South Wales line. Can they take advantage of that?
Well, Reece Martin from the Roosters is the man that's gone into acting half here with Mosley off the field. And Mbai now back to Man. Man still going through a couple of tackles and has taken to ground just a metre out from the line. Martin. An awful pass, and there you go. You take your hooker off, you bring a back rower 5'8" on, and the pass from dummy half was poor.
Yeah, not a good pass at all from Martin at a critical time.
Didn't he cop one there? Dean Britt in the ribs. That would hurt. But we spoke about it before the interchange break. You mentioned they had no hooker on the bench.
I did, and I was wondering what they would do if they'd give Mosley a rest or they'd play him for the full 80 minutes, and they've brought Martin on, who is a back rower. In saying that, he plays a lot of positions and he can throw a pass left to right and right to left, but
it's a specialised position though.
It is, and you know, he's had a poor start to the match there, obviously with that execution out of dummy half, so the pressure's on him now for the rest of the match too.
Interesting, McDonald taking that. Interesting, the kick from Brooks. They had 4 on 2 there in New South Wales. Penalty.
You were downtown, Kyle. No, you're right in front of the ruck.
Well, that was interesting. Cole Lovett penalised. I'm not sure about that. Brooks just kicked a last-minute decision. He was inside the 10, if that's the case. And once you're inside the 10, you can't be put onside no matter what happens. Lovett is on for Santi. Let's watch this set here, Braith, and see. He's on the...
You're right, Mark, but he was offside, but they had massive numbers, didn't they, outside Luke Brooks?
Let's see how Reece Martin goes at acting half in this set. Mbai. Short ball there. And the angle comes Corey Oates. Slowish played the ball here for the Maroons. Milford. And coming in, Runciman makes the tackle, gets some help from Cole Lovett from the Tigers. Martin, pass was flat to Lloyd Perrott, brother of Sam, from the Roosters to the Bulldogs last year. And now Milford, now it comes to Mbai, and ball on the outside to Grevesmore. Last tackle, good. A kick. Well intercepted. It was going to be an awkward bounce, I think, but Walker was able to pluck it out of the air. Garvey, acting half, is on for New South Wales from St George Illawarra. Just picking up where Michael Leisha left off.
I think Garvey can have...
He's lost it.
Well,
I think he got hurt in the tackle. I think he's hurt his ankle. That's why.
It's one of his first touches.
He seemed to be trying to put his weight on the leg. There was no twisting of the ankle. Maybe a groin brace. Well, for
his sake, I hope not. Very painful, the old groin injury. Got one at the moment.
Martin's at acting half. Just a little bit of a flat spot here from both teams, with a few interchanges being made and half-time approaching inside the final 10 minutes of this first half. Bateman. Martin was playing the footy. This is Perrott. Put on his back. There's a chance here, Queensland. Very short, and there's a penalty.
Oh, you spun on him real slow in the last one. This one's slow too.
Very short New South Wales defensively out to Queensland's right. Bateman. Massive step up for this young man from SG ball straight into under-20s. Origin. Martin. by Milford. Back on the inside, strong run from Tungo, but he's tackled. 5 out from the line. Paulo, one of the defenders. Now here's Milford stepping, weaving. He's very hard to stop. That close to the line, Anthony Milford. And he's lost it. Hand in there, says the referee.
He's going.
He's the only player in that Queensland side with NRL experience, Anthony Milford, and he made his debut 2 weeks ago.
He just showed how he can create opportunities out of nothing, Milford. There was man on man, but with his footwork and speed and just vision as well, he nearly got over for a try.
I'm sure he sidesteps in midair. Now, here is Tungo. 10 metres away from the line. Martin at acting half, Milford, Bateman. Brooks there to make the tackle. Getting some assistance from Tangino. Martin at acting half. Short ball, straight and hard. Tungo scores for Queensland. They couldn't hold out for New South Wales. And Brandon Tungo from the Roosters gets the first try for the Maroons. And as they so often do, just before half-time, they get themselves back in at the Maroons.
I think it was Tungo's first touch as well. Brendan Tungo. This is Milford. This is where it started. Little right foot from him, nearly gets over the try line. They got the penalty from that. Martin jumps out. Little Roosters combination there. Martin to Tungo, and he scores under the post with his first touch. If he was going to make up for it, Martin, he just did. Creating the try opportunity there for Brendan Tungo, and he gets the Queenslanders off the mark with a 4-pointer.
It just shows too, doesn't it, Braith, how important it is to have a creative dummy half in there that has the defence in 2 minds. He got out of dummy half there, Reece Martin, and was showing the footy, and the defence wasn't sure what was going on, which gave Tungo the opportunity to run at a gap, and he was never going to be stopped that close.
Well, that's right. He had a little bit of time there, Martin. He's a quality player. He plays a number of positions, and it's going to take a while for him to probably move into the hooking role. And, you know, it was a little bit of a nervous start, but he's made up for it beautifully there with great execution, good vision. And you talk about combinations. Well, Martin and Tungo, you know, both play for the Roosters. They've played a lot of football together, and they executed that brilliantly.
Well, Milford from right in front, as New South Wales have missed their 2 attempts conversion. Anthony Milford doesn't muck around with that one, and it is 8-6. How often do you see it in State of Origin, despite the fact that New South Wales has dominated? They're only in front by 2. Craig Garvey from the field with that ankle injury, and by that sort of limp, may not be an ankle injury either, Braith. It could be the groin.
It could be anything. I mean, he hyperextended his leg, and it looked awkward. But let's remember that Clemmer's gone off as well. He's up the tunnel. We're not sure how bad his injury, and he's had a huge impact on this first half. So if he doesn't come back out, Queensland will probably be the favourites.
Michael Elisha will come back on, and while he's a quality player, this is only his 3rd game back from injury. He missed the start of the year.
I think he'll be okay. I mean, he's shown his first 2 matches.
Here's Brinko Lee making a half break. His teammate from Canberra, Mitch Cornish, makes the tackle. Here come the Queenslanders. Bateman on the back of back-to-back sets. Terrific set after points here from the Maroons. Martin to Milford. Mbai, man down the middle of the ruck. Pushes away from Elisha. Here's Anthony Milford. Queenslanders gone back-to-back. And just before half-time, the Queenslanders are in front. Anthony Milford cannot be stopped, straight up the middle of the ruck, and Queensland from nowhere lead 10-8.
And here's the lead-up work here. Good play from the Queensland forwards, hitting holes, running straight through the middle of the ruck, and it was off the back of that, the quality halves. This is where Milford, cross-play, gets the ball on the Umbai, back into man. They've played that play a few times tonight. Great execution. Milford backing up on the right-hand side. He can score tries from anywhere. And in the blink of an eyelid, the Queenslanders are in front. Good work from Man and Umbai to create the opportunity for Milford.
He's a player too, isn't he, Anthony Milford? He started it and he finished it. He didn't give up on the play. He kept going, and he'll convert his own try from literally in front, almost in front. And we could go to half-time with Queensland leading 12 points to 8. Last year at halftime, New South Wales led 12-8 and won the game. But 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, they were nowhere, Queensland.
It's been a huge turnaround. It's come with possession, penalty counts. They've got a few penalties. Possession and players have gone off from New South Wales. A couple of injuries. All of a sudden, the momentum changes. But you talk about Smith, Slater and Cronk, combinations like that for Queensland. Well, what about Mumbai, Milford and Mann? The three of them, inside play from Mumbai to hit Mann, and then Milford finishes off with the try next to the uprights. The three of them have been combining brilliantly tonight, and in particularly the last 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, we'll see the possession for the last 5 minutes soon. I reckon it'll be all Queensland. And there's another two from Anthony Milford. And the Maroons, as they so often do at Origin, no matter what the level, fight their way, hang into games that they shouldn't be in. And 2.5 out from half-time, they lead by 12 points to 8.
Well, it's deceptive. They looked gone early on. We knew they weren't. We knew they were going to come back, but they were struggling in defence. They were breathing heavy, and they didn't look like they could get back into the game. Before you know it, they're leading.
Well, they've dominated the possession for the last 5 minutes. I thought it would be 100%, but I wasn't 100% sure. Well, I am now.
And with momentum comes confidence. So you can just see now they've lifted, their shoulders are up, they're running the ball hard.
I was talking at 8-0 that they wouldn't want to concede another try before half-time. Well, they're leading Bateman. I think it's fair to say they've got a little bit more impact off their players off the bench. And Martin, since making that mistake, has been terrific at dummy half, and the kick here is great. On his own goal line, Gutherson looks up. He's got some work to do. Have they got any energy here in New South Wales to try and do something before half-time? They're in a bunch behind the play the ball. They are in a real bunch. You can throw a hanky over it.
I think they'll be looking for half-time. It looks like they are from the mannerisms. They seem to be looking forward to a breather and an orange juice at half-time.
Elisha. Now, Junior Paulo running across field where the other Clemmer and Lodge were going straight down the park. Things have changed there a little bit. The kick from Cornish, this time straight down the throat of Kurt Mann.
That's another indication. Cornish and Brooks consistently in the first 20, 30 minutes were finding ground, finding space with their kicks, either left or right, off the back of their forwards who are creating quick play the balls and running through the Maroons. All of a sudden, on the back foot, he kicks straight into the hands of Mann, and Queensland on the front foot again.
Left there, but they put Lloyd Perrott back to ground. Martin is at 18.5 and by, pass behind Milford, and he ducks straight into a tackle there. He's so hard to put down. Dean Britt held on to the leg for some reason and gives away the penalty, and there may not be any time for Queensland. The call comes to take the 2 points. Right on half-time. Has Anthony Milford got the leg on him to kick it that far?
Why not? Why not?
Well, the way young blokes kick the footy now.
What are you doing? Quick. Tap.
They're going to take the tap. Well, they can't kick for touch. No, he's just going to kick it out.
If there was multiple choice, that would have been the last option.
Well, I would have, yeah, absolutely. Kick it for touch. 20 metres down, put a high bomb up.
Even
right
a field
on
goal.
half-time. Yeah, 12 points to 8 at half-time. Queensland lead New South Wales after the Blues led by 8 points to 0 early.
Throughout history, men have stepped up.
We should put that in that.
Now it's over to you, gentlemen. Bird up.
The thing is with Light and Easy, you're getting the foods delivered that you love to eat, but you're getting it delivered with the right portion control, and that's why you lose the weight. You feel 10 years younger. You do.
Call 13 15 12 or visit lighandeasy.com.au.
Sportsbet punters won more at Randwick last week. In the Adrian Knox Stakes, a $20 bet on Royal Descent returned $110. That's at least $20 more than your tab. Win more at at sportsbet.com.au.
Hi, Nikki Buckley here. Are you looking for the perfect Mother's Day gift? Look no further than the Husqvarna Viking Opal, an incredibly versatile sewing machine that almost sews itself, with Husqvarna Viking's exclusive sewing advisor. And right now, you'll save over $400 on the Opal 650 at just $8.99. Earn hero status this Mother's Day with Husqvarna Viking. Find your closest stockist at husqvarnaviking.com.au.
I was thinking after work, can I get some parmesan cheese? Excuse me, maybe I can come round to your place tonight?
When your place is all over the head, a Dare Fix will fix it.
Made by the experts. Trusted by the best. Created for you. Musashi Sports. Performance proven for over 25 years.
2 is always better than 1.
Time to get home on the double.
Take this cheap offer from Bank West. Not only do you get a 1.01% per annum discount off the standard variable rate for the first year, you get the same cracking deal in the second year too. That's our biggest ever 2-year discount.
You'd be cuckoo not to.
It's double the happiness from the Bank of the Year. So call 13 17 19, visit bankwest.com.au or fly into any store today.
I don't know what you're saying. When you get out there, it's just another game of football. It's just another ground. Well, let me tell you, it's not. It's a test of heart. It's a test of courage. It's what you're prepared to endure. This is Queensland versus New South Wales. It's the toughest that will survive. Welcome to Origin football.
Kurt Mann gets us underway for the second half. It is the breeze at the back of the New South Wales side to start the second 40 as Jake Travojevic will play it just inside his 20. And they get back into the groove here, New South Wales. I think they might be down to 3 on the interchange bench as well. Craig Garvey certainly didn't look any good. And they'll hope that Clemmer is okay also. He went off up the tunnel. Now Brooks with another 40-20 attempt. Has it got the angle on it? It's pretty close, and Zach Santo gets back there. Gee, he's got a boot on him, hasn't he? Luke Brooks, and the chase is terrific from New South Wales.
Beautiful kick from Luke Brooks. We mentioned that he kicked the 40-20 in the first half. Nearly exactly the same kick and execution, and a good kick chase from him as well.
Queensland got some work to do to get it out of their own end. McDonald will play it. Martin, Milford thought about shifting it early. Took the tackle now. Britt and Milford exchanging pleasantries at the play of the ball, and Britt chased and made the tackle with Lovett. It was on Timu. Now last tackle, and Moses and by straight to Gutherson. It was an awkward kick at first, moving a bit in the breeze, and there's a great chase, great tackle. Milford, but it'll still start to set 10 short of halfway for New South Wales.
Move 14! 2, back and hold.
Jennings will play it.
14, no!
This is Totai. 5 into Queensland territory. New South Wales, Queensland are left on the ground. So one marker, Tunginor. Matareel. On the 30. Cornish back to Lisha. Now here's Gutherson. Lisha tackled without the footy and is in trouble in back play. Michael Lisha, I think the referee's seen it. Brooks, the kick to the wing. Here's the chase, and well taken by McDonald, but there's going to be a penalty back here. Touch judges on.
Chat to me on the way.
There's Michael Lisha.
Got a late hit.
Tackle off the ball, penalty sufficient up here with the players down.
Right,
Chris Sutton, the touch judge there. Was this interchange of play right here?
Anthony!
He got blindsided, didn't he? Is that Reece Martin? I think he tried to stop.
Back here.
There didn't look to be that much in it, but as you can see by the reaction of Elisha right here, it's strong contact and he's in a bit of pain. So I'll tell you what was impressive then was the work from the referee, Grant Atkins.
Penalty back here. There's a tackle that was late and off the ball. No, it was too late. It was too late, Moses. Tackle was too late.
Yeah, as I was saying, he played advantage. So he still let the New South Wales Blues play the set of 6 out. As we see the late hit again from Martin. Ooh.
I think he stopped.
He just hit him right in the sweet spot. It
would have tickled.
Poor Elisha. He was struggling on the ground.
Okay. Jump behind him.
But he's back.
Here's an opportunity for New South Wales as Travojevic plays it. Brooks. The ball was onto the shoulder there.
No, he
of
can't be outside because he can't get in front of him.
And that was not great execution there from New South Wales. Change of direction, I think, from Tanginor.
Time off.
Well, you'll see Tanginor actually gets hit as he's going to catch the ball. But Brooks has got to take the line on more. The halves for New South Wales.
We've got an issue here for shoulder charge. Where?
Back there. Mate, that's the decision.
Why are you using the video referee?
Oh, I'm not. Mitachi told me. Off you go.
And where was he when he scored that try for that?
Wait there. Back you go.
Great line from Tony Milford. I'm not sure where the shoulder charge was. Try and find that, but touch charge picked it up. And that could be a big play here. Junior Paulo is now tackled. 12 out from the line. Cornish. Brett tried to get on the outside of Milford. There's a good tackle from little man on big man. And it was an important one. Elisha. Cornish. Dummies to Lovett at crossfield. They're flat-footed here, though, New South Wales. And Paulo is tackled 10 metres away from the line. If they go right, they're a chance. Now Travojevic. He's only 5 metres away, looking for a quick play, the ball.
Still on right.
Elisha out of acting half. He is such a good player. Michael Elisha. There was maroon jerseys everywhere, but they couldn't stop him. 12-all with a kick to come. We see it so often when he plays for Cronulla. What a player this young man is going to be.
And it all started with the shoulder charge. Is this a shoulder charge or not? Well, I'm not too sure. Controversial call from the sideline touch judge, but Elisha jumps out of acting half.
It can't be that tackle. I don't think it's that tackle.
I'm not sure. I'm confused, but at the end of the day, well-executed play from Elisha. He runs 160 metres a game, this kid. He averages that in the Holden Cup, but he's also got great vision. He looked down the short side, fooled me, fooled the opposition, and scored a nice try next to the post, but off the back of a controversial call. I mean, we're not sure if that was actually the shoulder charge or not. It didn't look like one to me, and it could be a critical moment in this match.
Well, I'd be surprised if it was. But
it has to be.
Yeah.
What else? It's a huge turning point.
Well, here's Walker. He'll be happy it's right in front. 10 metres out. This is to put the Blues back in front. They've had a couple of controversial calls go their way as we head downstairs to the touchline. Lara Pitt.
Just an injury update on Craig Garvey. New South Wales trainer Luke Burt said he wasn't looking good at half-time, but he's just come out and he's sitting on the bench. He did a bit of a fitness test on his injured ankle, and they have strapped it up, so they're hopeful he could be back. David Clemmer is absolutely fine. He's taking a rest, but we should expect to see him soon.
There's some big guns sitting on the bench there. Clemmer, Lodge and Santi. That could be the pivotal moment when they come back and how many minutes they play and what impact they have when they come back. But if that was the call on that Moses and By, and we can't find any other shoulder charts, that must be it. It was a tackle. His arms were involved as well. He hit with the shoulder, yes, but his arms were there as well.
It was good contact, and the arm was raised. It wasn't below the shoulder. He was using his right arm to make the tackle on Tanginor. And New South Wales, they put a poor play on, and they've been rewarded with a 4-pointer. But you got to take your luck, and they've started the half well again, New South Wales.
Bizarre rule anyway. Now, here's Mann under a 10 out from his own line. Good set after points there for New South Wales.
I can't help but think that the breeze is probably going to help New South Wales more so than it did Queensland because of the kicking game of Cornish and Brooks. They can execute their kicks so well that they'll use this southerly as they draw a penalty.
Right around his neck. Around his neck.
Was it Charlie Runciman or Kyle Lovett that was penalised there? I think it was that man, Lovett. There he is round the neck on Zach Santo, and fair enough from the referee, Grant Atkins. But Queensland, well, it's Origin, isn't it? They'll be upset about that try in the first half. Anthony Milford already spoken to the referee about it. Was it on the touching goal line? And if that was penalised for Moses Mbai with a shoulder charge, well, we're in serious trouble if that tackle's penalised. Here's Martin. Timu's at acting half. Tango. Milford takes them on. He had man there. You could hear the New South Wales that he's lost the ball. Was it a strip? Touch judge says it was a strip. Couple of Raiders coming together.
Best mates. Cornish and Milford.
But it's Origin, Braith.
They were smiling at each other.
I know.
What's going on? Every time he touches the ball, Milford, it's like you just stand up in your seat. He's got so much ability.
Here he is again. That play wasn't what they wanted, Queensland, but they get to the middle of the field. Tango. Martin. Now, here's Timu, a strong, tough run, a couple of metres away from the goal line. Milford, each other's way a little bit there. Perrott now, put on his back in a solid tackle.
Huge numbers left.
They go that way through Milford, cuts out Mbai. Now a good tackle on Grevesmill, had to stop his progress straight away, and they did. Lasha and also Brooks. Out of acting half goes Martin. There's no way through there. Brenko Lee screaming for it out wide for Queensland. It's the last tackle. They go the other way. Man with a kick. Is there too much on it? No, well weighted. And he had to take it over the dead ball line. Clint Gutherson. Been watching Craig Garvey running up and down the touchline trying to prove his fitness for New South Wales, and he looks okay. We may see him back. Brooks with a terrific goal line dropout with the advantage of a pretty strong breeze. And that could be critical to get Garvey, but even if it's just for 10 minutes to give Lisha a breather, to bring Lisha back for the last 15.
I was saying earlier, but with Lisha, if he averages 160 metres a game, that means he's pretty fit. So I don't think we can question that. He'd like to see Garvey out there, but...
That's three.
Held called as he passed the ball there, Lloyd Perrott. So back they come. It's only 18 too, Lloyd Perrott. He's a big unit. And by short ball, Grevesmill. Over 50 NYC games for the boy from North Queensland. Now Mbai, he's been terrific tonight for Queensland. Moses Mbai, Bulldog supporters quite excited about that. Martin, too much on that kick. It'll be a 20-minute restart. Here comes Gutherson. Queensland, you better turn around. New South Wales are on the attack. Here they go, straight into open space. It's now a foot race. The chase is on. Walker, he's got support in Runciman for the corner. Charlie Runciman gets a double, but put it down to the thinking of Clint Gutherson. The kick went over the dead ball line. You could see it coming. Queensland had their back turned, and it was bye-bye.
What a turnaround. Martin put the kick in. Look at Gutherson. Too smart. Runs it back. Hits the ball to Walker. Walker, right foot here. Steps the winger and Serto. Hits Runciman and he gets a double in the left-hand corner. What about the chase from Mann there to try and... He made the tackle on Runciman too, but a big turning point in the match to get New South Wales ahead. 18 points to 12 from one end of the field to the other.
And it's not only the points, it's the way the try scored that will have a huge impact on the game, won't it? I mean, mentally, that'll really shatter the Queenslanders.
That hurts. When you're in an attacking position, as Queensland were, they could have put a nice attacking kick in and come up possibly with a try or a repeat set of 6. They come up with the wrong play. A poor kick from Martin out of dummy half. But it was Gutherson. The presence of mind, the quick thinking, the good reactions from them, but the poor reactions from Queensland. They didn't get back in time to defend it, and they took full advantage of that through Walker, and then Runciman finishes it off in the left-hand corner.
Well, here is Dylan Walker, who supported Clint Gutherson. And sometimes those kicks into the in-goal area, from a kicking team's perspective, you'd rather they go way dead so that the team doesn't have the opportunity to just pick it up a metre over the dead ball line and get back quickly. If that ball would have hit, you know, the advertising at the back of the ground, New South Wales don't do that, but it only just went over the dead ball and pounced perfectly for Gutherson. Walker, 5 metres in from touch. He's hooked it around beautifully with the aid of the breeze, and the 8-point lead to New South Wales is back. And we might talk about that try, you know, in the turning point, but I think the turning point was the penalty blown. If it was a Moses Mbai shoulder charge, that will be spoken about for a long time if that's now a penalty.
Yeah, it was a big call, but, you know, it happens. It happens in the game. You get lucky. At times you get the call and you get the bounce of the ball when maybe you shouldn't. But at the end of the day, New South Wales have taken full advantage of it, and they've jumped out to an 8-point lead.
Queensland react by making a change. Francis Molo is back on, and Brandon Tungo has come from the field.
I think what's going to be tough for Queensland now is that because the breeze is so strong, you look for Brooks and also Cornish to kick early in the tackle count. They've got a lead now, so they can try and find the ground, which they've done, you know, brilliantly all night. So that's going to be an advantage to the Blues.
Played by Paulo Gutherson. And this second half has almost started exactly like the first, with New South Wales getting a roll on and easy metres down the field as Kalepi Tangino is playing it just shy of the 30-metre line. He played the first game of the year for Parramatta in the under-20s. He's been in the NRL ever since. Walker with a kick, and man in the corner, and the chase is terrific. He went into touch before he went being tackled in goal, and he'd be disappointed there. Nothing will happen out of this, just a little bit of push and shove. Boys will be boys. Mitch Cornish and Anthony Milford dancing more than anything else,
hugging each other in the background.
Queensland would rather the tackling goal for the goal line dropout rather than give New South Wales loosened feet 10 out from the line.
It was good work from Walker. It was a good pass from Brooks to get Walker on the outside of his man, and I thought he may have just look at this. It's on. Oh, that's Origin. That's Origin football. Are they really smiling?
It'll be a scrum. Queensland don't realise. They think it's a goal line dropout, but his foot hit the line just before he was tackled in goal. And this is a dangerous position here for Queensland. Who's packing the scrum for New South Wales? Well, Kalepi Tangino is first receiver.
Just wait, mate, wait.
They've got to defend this set, Braith.
Oh, there's a long way to go in the match, 25 minutes, but this is a critical set of 6 for Queensland, and New South Wales are looking dangerous.
Here's Runciman looking for a hat-trick. He's over the line. If he put his head down and barged his way low, he would have scored. But he got held up. The Queenslanders came from nowhere.
Easy, boys. Let it go, Anthony. It's all right. There's no rush.
I thought he was odds on to score there, Charlie Runciman. He was too high, and they were able to defend it, but they've got to defend it for another 5. Tangino coming into his own in the last 5 minutes. Brett hitting solid defence there by Reece Martin. Love it. Perrott making the tackle. Bateman there as well. Cornish takes them on himself straight through and scores the try. Great thinking there from Mitch Cornish. He looked up and saw a big front rower in front of him. 5 out from the line, and Mitch Cornish gets New South Wales' 5th try.
And we spoke about the halves, Brooks and Cornish, taking on the line more for New South Wales Blues and the effect they could have on this match. Well, here it is. Great ball from Lisha to hit Cornish. Outside his man, takes the ball to the line and just squeezes through the hole. Good execution, good little play. Not the best defence from the Maroons, but it was the ball from Lisha to get Cornish on his man, outside of his man. He was just too quick, too fast, too classy. Nice try, and he gets him out to a 12-point lead.
Francis Molo was the man that missed the tackle, and Branko Lee was on his outside.
Yeah, they had plenty of numbers there. There's no excuse for that. It was good execution, as I mentioned, from Lisha and dummy half and Cornish, who hasn't run the ball all that much tonight, but that'll give him confidence. You look to see him run the ball a lot more in the last 25 minutes.
Big kick here, isn't it, for Dylan Walker? 12 points the difference at the moment.
I think his first two kicks, he was into the wind and he was a little bit uncomfortable. The last kick he had from this sideline, which was nearly identical, was probably a harder kick. He aimed at the right post and curled it in. I'd be pretty confident in him doing the same thing here and aiming at the right upright, using the breeze and getting his team, the New South Wales Blues, out to a 14-point lead.
He's on the junction of the 20-metre line and the 10-metre line in from touch on the western side of this field. And he struck that beautifully straight between the posts. It is now a 14-point buffer for New South Wales as we head to the final 20 minutes of Origin under 20s down to the touchline. Lara Pitt.
When I went into New South Wales camp this week, Mitch Cornish was particularly excited to be there. He was 18th man last year and was just really excited to get his chance, particularly looking forward to coming up against his Raiders teammate Anthony Milford, and we've seen today how much he's enjoyed that.
Don't they have some halfbacks down in Canberra they've produced? When you consider that, Terry Kempisi's come back. They've got Sam Williams and Josh McCrone, and then these two playing opposite each other. The two number 7s tonight are from the Canberra Raiders.
And just when New South Wales get to a 14-point lead, they bring Clemmer on. So,
and Lodge won't be far away either, will he? Now Lisha's starting to run. The offload. It's looking ominous here for Queensland. Brett Milford with a good tackle there and gets some help from his Canberra teammate, Branko Lee. So be careful with that forearm in the face. He'll get picked up on that. And here's a strong run from Junior Paulo. Last tackle. Cornish with a kick into the in-goal area. It's well weighted. Well, did it have to be knocked over the dead ball line? I'm not sure whether Nene McDonald had to do it, but he heard footsteps.
It was a nice kick from Cornish, but I'm with you. He could one more bounce and this is over the dead ball line. We'll see here. I don't know. Walker was a fair way away from that. I would have let it bounce once more, but he's taken the safe option and the pressure is back on the Maroons again.
What a great kick from Mantle. That might be hard to pick up for Cornish. No, nice bounce. Here's Junior Paulo taking it. Running an Anthony Milford, the smallest bloke out there, who makes a good tackle. Cornish. Now Sandy's back for the Blues. He's tackled 20 metres out, right in centre field. Lisha dumming right to the left, taking them on. Cornish arriving a fraction late. Here's danger for Queensland. Clemmer. He can't offload, but he can keep those legs pumping. And finally, he's taken to ground. 2 tackles left. Lisha, Cornish, kicking. Awful, straight to Milford. Tackle. Just a lazy tackle there from Brett. Not the best play tonight from Mitch Cornish, and eases the enormous pressure Queensland were under. They scored then, New South Wales. It's ball game, but there's still hope for Queensland.
There is. High shot there from Brett on Milford. We spoke about Milford and Cornish and how good of mates they are, and their combination at the Raiders. Well, Milford was ready for Cornish's kick then, and he read it. He read it well, he read it early, and he's given his side a chance yet again here to try and get some good field position, and they've got to get the ball down the other end, Queensland. They haven't been down there for a long time.
Timu Mosley back out there for the Maroons, and This is Molo.
They need something special. We talk about how Queensland in Origin, how often they come from behind and how they're never out of the match. Well, they're starting to fade out of this match, and they need to come up with, they need a special play. They need something out of one of their big guns.
That ball was at forward. The referee said no, and Mbai almost got through. Can Tony Milford do anything on the back of this play for Queensland? It's a slow play, the ball, though. Mosley. Still 2 tackles left in the set. Mbai gets away from Santi. It is the last here. Milford gets into first receiver. Awful play, the ball. And it will be a scrum. It was a terrible play, the ball. And the mistake was made by Moses Mbai. One of the few he's made tonight. He has been terrific for Queensland.
He's been great. He has, Moses. And it's an unforced error. And one that you won't see him do too often at all, but it was yet again at a critical time. They're 14 points behind. There's still 18 minutes to go, but you've got to take advantage of the field position as Milford. And take a look at an injury, possible injury from Milford. Maybe he's
taking the eye or something.
Yeah, I think he could be giving his teammates a bit of a breather too, which is a pretty smart little fella, Anthony Milford. So.
Okay, let's go. There we go. Here we go. Hold the weight. Hold the weight.
South Logan Jr. in Brisbane.
Whoa, that's okay. Up again. Hold.
Slip. As Jennings came to the defensive line there, and he's a bit crook.
2.
Brett lifted. It was Dylan Walker, George Jennings. Wow. There's some strong defence from the Maroons, but that's about the first time he's been on the receiving end. Clemmer, he has dominated when he's been on the field. There he goes again. 10 metres short of halfway. Bulldogs fans got every reason to be excited with him, and I think Moses Mbai tonight as well. Brooks from inside the 40, straight to man. Another player who's been good for New South Wales tonight is Kelepi Tangino, had experience of playing in the NRL.
They're looking very confident, the Blues. Queensland, after that kick from Brooks, have all taken a little while to get back in behind the ruck, and they look like they're extremely tired. So definitely the momentum is with the New South Wales Blues at the moment.
Molo looked to offload, and thankfully for him he held on to it because he was under all sorts of pressure. Here's Tony Milford off the shoulder of Brinko Lee. And New South Wales come up with it. The time may have come in a break for Milford in the next set or two just to just take them on himself.
Yeah, well, as we see, half break from Gutherson. He's been impressive too for the Blues.
He has. And he's a stick insect. He's still got to grow into his body. But look at he's as thin as. It's a wonder he doesn't snap. Brooks to the line. Great ball. Tangino. Man stopped him beautifully and got some help. What about the tackle from Man on Kelepi Tangino? Gutherson. Now here's Lodge back. Another offload. Gutherson. He's only a couple of metres away from the line. Last tackle here for New South Wales. Leisha out of acting half changeover. He's looking for his halfback, but not a bad place to turn it over. Great ball, great run, great tackle.
Boys, wait.
That's silly from Matthew Lodge.
You nudge it away the second time, that's enough.
Silly play. It was a changeover. You've got the opposition pinned 2 metres out from the line. And you do something like that. 10-4 the penalty count to Queensland.
Huge penalty count. I definitely didn't need that, the New South Wales Blues. They've done all the hard work. Brooks had created the opportunity there with Tangano down the right-hand side. And then they give it... Leisha probably took the wrong action out of dummy half, but to give a stupid penalty away and just hand over field position to the Queenslanders, you just can't do that in Origin.
He's 17.
Yeah.
He's 17.
He'll learn. He'll learn.
Grabs more. Oates. Into the 30. If they score here, Queensland, they'll make New South Wales nervous. High kick, Milford. Not a huge amount of depth because of the breeze. Brinko Lee was called offside. I'm not sure. And he got involved in the
you're
play.
Inside 10, and you're active in there.
He was in the way, which is, he was called offside. Let's see.
Yeah.
In front of the kicker.
Well, he's only 17 too, and that's a lack of discipline. You can't afford to do that. It's a sit. I mean, they're 14 points behind. They're trying to put points on the board. Milford puts an attacking kick in, and you're offside. It's letting your team down. It's letting your teammates down. So, you know, it's a critical time for the Queenslanders, and that they can't be afford to be coming up with errors like that.
Impressive too, Matthew Lodge for 17 years of age, the number 10 on the Melbourne Storm.
Can you see Queensland coming back here?
I think it'll be a Milford bit of magic. If they can score next, although Sandy's saying something about it, he runs away from Mann, who puts the foot down and catches him. Trouble here for Queensland. Brooks, they're lining up. Tunginall left out. Driving tackle on Walker. Back to Sandy, who slips. A couple of metres away. Queensland have got to hang on here. Lodge out the back to Cornish. Britt for open space. What a tackle by Timu. Try saver. Last here, Elisha Gutherson. Kick in goal area. And there's the second of the night for George Jennings. And there is the Origin match for New South Wales. 30 points to 12. The kick from Gutherson, who has been outstanding tonight for the Blues, and George Jennings gets his second.
And it started with the break from Sandy. He's been outstanding also. A few half breaks tonight and created some opportunities for his men, the New South Wales Blues. Gutherson, little right foot kick, finds Jennings, perfectly weighted kick. And you talk about Gutherson, he's been involved in a number of tries tonight. He's brought the ball back brilliantly and creates another try for his outside man in Jennings. Well done.
I don't know whether they can come back from here, Queensland.
No, we'll just talk. Well, here's Jennings. That's his second try for the night. He's in the left-hand corner. And, you know, we spoke. I just asked you the question, did you think Queensland could come back? Because I don't. I mean, they just looked like they were struggling.
I think if they held out there and they scored in the next couple of minutes, New South Wales might have get a bit nervous because of the way Queensland finished that first half and because of the history of Origin.
Yeah.
But 3 converted tries in 10 minutes. Oh, I don't think even Queensland could do that, could they?
Well, I mean, it's Origin folklore. You see Queensland come back so often in Origins, and maybe we just took that for granted here tonight, thinking that Queensland were going to come back no matter what. But the way this game is going and the dominance in which the Blues have taken it to the Queenslanders in this second half, it's hard to see them coming back.
Another tough one here from Dylan Walker, but the breeze is really picked up. And it's behind him. He'll put it out to the right, and the breeze will almost take it from here into the trotting track.
He's taken it 25 metres back, so he's obviously confident with his ball striking ability, and he'll aim this at the right upright again and let the breeze take it over. I'm pretty confident he'll nail this.
It is 6 tries to 2, break this game. And we're still saying that, you know, Queensland were a chance, and miskicked that one. And it remains 30 points to 12. Can they score 3 converted tries in 10 minutes? Queensland is capable of anything, but that may be too big an ask as we head down to the touchline. Lara Pitt.
Clinton Gutherson, the Manly under-20s fullback, he got the call up when James Tedesco was called into the City team. He couldn't believe his luck when I caught up with him in New South Wales camp this week. He grew up on the northern beaches watching Origin with his brothers and never imagined he'd be getting the chance to play in this game. He's certainly making the most of it.
As I say, he's as thin as, and once he gets a weight series and puts some weight on, he'll be a terrific player. He isn't, if he isn't already. 8 line breaks to 2, and the missed tackles from Queensland as well, 40 to 20 Possession has evened up 50-50, as we suggested it would.
The 20 more missed tackles from Queensland is disappointing, and probably where the game has been lost for them.
Clemmer. Did he drop it? The referee said no. Elisha out of action, no. Brooks, little chip into open space, bounce important. He kicks again, and back there to covers McDonald. Well done from both players. Santo. Not sure though that at 30 points to 12, maybe kick into the corner, Braith.
Yeah, well, it's not an origin play, but in saying that, because his kicking game has been so astute and so spot on tonight, he was able to put the chip and chase on because they were back deep. He's got the breeze. They were expecting a long kick as he has been executing all night, so he took advantage of a little chip and chase. So it's smart play from Brooks.
Milford. It's not a 40-20. He's outside the 40, but can they force a mistake here from New South Wales? Gutherson passed the ball. 10 out from his own line. Toto. There's been some terrific performances right across the park. Well, there's a mistake from New South Wales that Queensland were trying to force.
He lost it into his hand coming through. Pack it.
Queensland race to the scrum. Got to put a head in the second row.
It's been quite a dominant performance, hasn't it, this second half of the Blues? And Queensland were a little bit unlucky with a few calls going against them at critical times that we mentioned early on in the call, but they haven't taken the foot off the accelerator, and this will be an indication of really where Queensland and New South Wales are at, with a good opportunity to just try and get some points on the board for the Queenslanders.
Revsmore.
Oh, smart
one-on-one steal from Santi. An injured player. Even though they've been beaten by 6 tries to 2, there's been impressive performances on both sides.
Well, the game was in the balance for the majority, and
back here.
It's just, watch this play from Sandy, by the way. Well, here's the injury.
Revsmore's trot on him.
His own player.
Look at Santi, the one-on-one steal.
That was a smart play from Sandy. He's been great tonight too.
I've been extremely impressed with Tanginor. I know he's an NRL player now, but he has been so hard to put down on the ground, as all the forwards have for New South Wales. That's his 13th hit up. There's hit up number 15 for Clemmer.
He's a machine. He consistently has 2 hit ups in a set of 6, and they're quality too.
And this bloke 17, Lodge. Elisha, here he is again. Last tackle.
Leave it, boys, leave it.
Cornish puts it high. It's swirling in the breeze, and man, I don't blame him, but at least it went backwards for him. I'm going to say if he took that, there's a highest tackle from Britt. The referee says no. I reckon even Billy Slater would have had trouble taking that one. Rich Cornish on his mate.
Get off his face. Don't say anything. Get off his face. Right, Anthony, back here.
I was just about to say Mitch Cornish might have some bragging rights down in Canberra during the week.
Yep, certainly might.
Milford's played great, but 30 points to 12.
He's the only Canberra player in the New South Wales lineup.
Go.
There's 3 in the Queensland lineup, including the coach, Andrew Duneman, who, of course, is assistant to David Ferner down there and did coach the under-20s last year. And there's a mistake from Timu. I think he's been good tonight also for Queensland. He leads the tackle count for them with 28. There's been some big hits too. Just hasn't had the opportunities in possession because his team's realistically, Braith, outside the 15 minutes before half-time, they have been hanging on.
They have. And you talk about Timu, 28 tackles 7 hit-ups. He probably hasn't had quality ball, as you mentioned, and he hasn't had the opportunity to try and have an impact or score a try, or create an opportunity for a try, because New South Wales haven't given him that.
Luke Brooks will play it. Here's Tanginor again. Moses Mbai making the tackle. Some assistance from Hamel Hunt, Gold Coast Titans. Cornish, Santi.
Numbers down the short side.
Yeah, the other way. Clemmer, another hit up. It's the quality. Anyone can do the numbers, but it's the quality of the hit ups as well. Brooks. That's out Tanginor. Walker. Up on him was Hamel Hunt to make the tackle. Last here, Brooks with the kick. Goal post in the way. Cornish has got himself a double. The kick from Luke Brooks. It was an awful bounce for Queensland. It hit the goalpost pad. Who was there? Mitch Cornish, and New South Wales get their 7th.
And they keep getting better and better. The combination of Brooks and Cornish. Nice little left foot grubber. Aims for the post. Hits the post, and Cornish, man on the spot, gets the 4-pointer right next to the uprights. Good execution from Brooks. Great kick chase from Cornish. And another 4-pointer to the number 7 for the New South Wales Blues.
7 tries to 2. It has really been a comprehensive win for New South Wales, and you know, Braith coaches will say Queensland hasn't looked like scoring in the second half. They led 12-8 at half-time, and those 2 tries coming for them in the space of 3 minutes just before the half-time break. And they haven't really got down the other end to put pressure on New South Wales. When they got a couple of repeat sets, but the Gutherson return to the 20-metre line really broke it open, didn't it?
Yeah, you're right. That was a key point in the second half, and you know, the play out of dummy half from Martin, and he kicked it dead. Gutherson took full advantage of that. Ever since that stage, New South Wales have been clinical. They've been fantastic. Clemmers has come back on the field as Walker converts another 6-pointer to the Blues, and they've just been, as I mentioned, clinical. Their forwards have been great. Clemmer coming on the back of those 2 tries, giving them momentum and really putting their foot on the accelerator has given this Queensland side absolutely no opportunity to get themselves back into the match.
On the positive for Queensland, they've got a number of 18-year-olds in this side, players that'll be here next year.
Wait here, boys.
Tony Milford, one of those, and Francis Molo, Kieran Mosley, Corey Yates, Luke Bateman, Lloyd Perrott.
And they've got a good core. They've got Mann at the back, Milford and Umbai in the halves, although I think Umbai might be a little bit old next year, but they've got those combinations that they can build around. And Queensland have always got amazing players coming through.
Right there, that's 2.
And that Queensland spirit. Brinko Lee's another one that'll be back, I think, next year as well. He's just the youngster.
They haven't seen too much of the ball on this right-hand side, Timu and Brinko Lee. They've been attacking the left-hand side when they have had the ball in their hands, the Queenslanders.
10 out from the line. Martin is back out there at acting half. A nice short ball there from Perrott. Nimbai is really close, but not close enough. Well, he's offside, surely. Clemmer, the referee, is waiting. No, says it's fine. He's quick as well as strong and big, David Clemmer. Now he gives away the penalty. A minute to go. Can Queensland finish with a try?
There's not a hell of a lot of urgency for the last minute, but...
Well, there's not. Well, they know they can only score 1, though. They've got 1 set. And now Perrott.
Need a miracle.
Martin, Mbai. They've got a play here. Kafusi. Martin. Oates ran the decoy. Milford kicking. No chases, though. Gutherson kicks it onto Howell Oval. And New South Wales look up at the clock and see there's only seconds remaining, and they won't start again, even though it's a goal line dropout. They will take their time. Queensland's resigned to it. And State of Origin under-20 style has been going 2 years. And back-to-back wins for the New South Wales Blues. Full time at Penrith. It is New South Wales 36, defeating Queensland 12.
This has been a production of Fox Sports in partnership with the National Rugby League.
Fox Sports has the big games that matter. From footy's heartlands, live in prime time. Super Saturday, live in HD on the Future of Rugby League, Fox Sports.
Hawks Kangaroos live, Sunday at 4.
Fox Sports is the brand new home of netball. With every game of the ANZ Championship live. Netball never looks so good on Fox Sports.
Steve Smith?
Yeah?
I need you to come with me.